family. Family is like
Yeah.
everything. And with all of the children that we have,
Mhm.
it's a total of 14.
Mhm.
We've had miscarriages.
Mhm.
We have had, multiple births throughout the family. We've had deaths in the family for children that were very far along,
Mhm.
right? And you always wonder, like, going back to our roots, us
Mhm.
as Black people, going back to our roots and going back to Africa where they didn't have all of the sterile rooms and they certainly weren't doing C-sections,
Yeah.
right? I am very interested in talking with you about this because you are a doula
Mhm.
here in the community of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yes.
And I love that you do that. First of all, tell us who you are, sis. Tell us who you are and what made you get started being a doula.
So I just said my name is Regine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Fayetteville native.
Okay.
What made me get into being a doula is I actually had a doula during my pregnancy.
Okay.
Um, my ex at the time was acting, not like he should during my pregnancy. I was like, look, I'm not about to stress in my pregnancy and make this beautiful as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend told me about someone that helps in the community.
Mm-hmm.
She was busy at the time, so actually I didn't even know what a doula was. So when he told me about a doula, I started researching it,
Okay.
and I landed on a company located here in Fayetteville, and I feel like it was aligned with what I wanted, and that's how I ended up having a doula. And they
Mm-hmm.
made my pregnancy feel more special. It made me feel like I was walking into womanhood, and I mean, I'm already a woman, but you helped me be a mother more,
Yeah.
enjoy pregnancy, have a better birth experience, and I saw what that did for me, and I saw like what it's about,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, some things I already practiced, like holistic things or common methods
Mm-hmm.
or how to be natural as possible. But me learning more about what a doula was, I felt it aligned with what I want to do for other women.
Okay. And so, for those who don't know, tell us exactly what a doula is and what do you have licensing for it or?
So you do have to be certified,
Okay.
but also you can just be trained by anyone that's already trained as a doula. If you look
Okay.
it up, you might see it's a non-medical professional trained person that helps during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
But with me, I try to also be an advocate for my clients. It's not also just helping them out during each step of the way because you can go to OB for that. It's being an advocate for as what you want your birth plan to be. It could be, hey, I want to be quiet in the room. I want to make sure there's no interventions. I want to make sure like no pain medication. So part of being a doula to me is also being an advocate and also being a community-based doula. I want to make sure I provide resources for my clients. I'm not just here to hold your hand during pregnancy and labor and birth. I want to make sure I provide resources in the community. I find out it could be when your baby turns 1. I see something going on about books provided for free. It could
Okay.
be how to get a free stroller, how to get more Pampers and wipes.
Okay.
I try to look into different programs to help my clients, and I mean also I share with other mothers as well to share with other clients too.
Okay, so a doula, so you don't just hold their hand or give them assistance throughout the pregnancy. This is also after pregnancy.
Yes.
You have resources and
Mhm.
assistance for them, so they can call you up. So if I hired you as my doula for my next pregnancy,
Yes.
I'd be able to call you
Yes.
up and say, hey, you know, breastfeeding. I need a breast pump. Where can I get that from?
Yes.
Things of that nature. That is really beautiful.
Thing is about being a doula is helping with breastfeeding. So a lot of us are trained lactation consultants or in school to be lactation consultant. Consider
Okay.
me. I'm
Right.
in school to be a lactation consultant. So we want to help, women, we promote breastfeeding, want to help them have a successful breastfeeding journey,
Okay.
regardless if it's only 6 months, because 6 months can make a difference in a child life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I did my best to breastfeed.
Yeah.
Some of them jokers was greedy. My boys, whoo, Lord have mercy, them big old boys. They
Yeah.
3, 4 months. I was like, okay, where's the
Time to
bottle
go.
at? Where's the bottle? There's a misconception
Mhm.
that you have to be in a hospital. You have to, you know, um, you need a doctor and a licensed OBGYN to have a baby. And why I know it's a misconception is because we talked about going back to our roots. There are so many communities that don't use hospitals, don't utilize, any of that. They have home births, which home births now are becoming a little bit more popular. People are wanting to be at home having home births. What is your thoughts? Because you're also in the health field, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What are your thoughts being on both sides, working in the hospital, working in the health field, and being a doula? For a woman that comes to you and she says, I don't know if I want to go to a doctor in order to give. Does she have to?
So technically, she doesn't. Okay. Like you said, back in the roots, back when we was, from Africa, how many times they having like doctors deliver babies, and I know like my great aunt's 82, they had midwives, which doulas are considered now. They have them at home. Yeah. They did a birth certificate at home, everything at home.
Wow.
So you don't have to for liability reasons, including me. Sometimes we do go. My great aunt, she's 82, and my great grandmother, they was born at home with midwives, which are considered doulas as well.
Yep.
And they did the birth certificate at home. The mom and dad stay home with the baby. So technically, you don't need a doctor. Okay. And there's a lot of home births that are becoming more popular, and they actually started a center, I believe, in Durham, particularly for Black women only, to do births in a center. And what I believe should happen is we should have births dedicated to Black women, Black doctors, if it's a Black OB, Black midwives.
Okay.
So we can feel like we still having the medical attention with our, one of each other, like Black people.
Why do you think that's so important for us, especially now in this day and age? Why do you think that's so important?
I think sometimes different races, particularly white people, don't understand our culture, our family aspect. I know we talk a lot about how like we grew up, our cousins, our brothers and sisters.
That's
our
right.
family is
That's
our
right.
family.
Yes.
I say this a lot. They treat family different, and sometimes they don't have each other back. And sometimes going to certain professionals, you'll notice as well. It's very backstabbing. So I feel like when we feel when we around each other, we feel safer for one. With our kind, we able to open up. And me being a black woman, like I said, both sides. I was a Black pregnant woman with a white doctor. So also a black woman in the healthcare field.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like as a black woman, you'll know sometimes you feel like you're looked down on. They're not listening to what you're saying. So I feel like black women was in a environment for only them. They'll feel more safe and comfortable with whatever they're saying and the decisions that it's making.
When you're in say a woman is in the hospital, she goes to the hospital, but she's hired you as a doula. What role do you play when you go to the hospital? So she has her OBGYN, and for whatever reason she has the both of you. What role do you play?
So in the hospital setting, I try to follow of course their birth plan possible, but I just try to be whatever they need. It could be their vomiting, I grab the vomit bag. It could be me holding their hand while they're pushing, holding their leg. It could be me listening to their concerns about how things are going. It can be me just sitting back observing. Because I have had times where like the husband of course is there. I'm just observing what the doctors are doing. And like, hey, let's say Jasmine, do you notice they about to do this? And they don't know it's your pregnancy brain. You focus on having a baby. So I'm just like someone sitting back observing, sometimes watching things just in case. That's not my client want. So you observing as well, like making sure they're not doing something that's against what you wanted from the beginning.
Okay. Do you ever get pushback from the doctors and the nurses that are there? Do you ever get them like, you're in the way? What are you doing here?
Not so. I mean, in the sense of like, what do you need? It's kind of the way they ask, like, what do you need to do it for? Or like, why she's here? Or like, there might be certain policies. Like, hey, this might be going on. Like, we can't have this many visitors. We're not certified. There's a lot of technicalities that try to get around.
Okay.
I haven't got pushback on as far as certain things. So I try to make sure my clients speak up for themselves.
Okay.
speak to them to the side. You know, I don't want to be speaking up for them. I want them to speak for themselves. I just provide for information of why they should be maybe against certain things.
Wow. That's really interesting because, like, for me, with my last pregnancy, right, I had a C-section that I really didn't want to have. I was uninformed, even with all of the children that I have. I was uninformed about the whole process, the aftercare. You know, it was really like, we have to do this. This is what has to be done.
Yeah.
I've had 6 natural births.
Yeah.
And with him, my water did break. I was at 34 weeks. And I'm sorry, 32 weeks. I was at 32 weeks, and my water broke. They said that he hadn't positioned correctly. He was, I think, transverse, where he's just laying across the top.
Yeah.
So he could have went either way. He could have come foot first or head first. And I really, it seems like sometimes they scare you into doing what it is that they want to do.
A fear tactic. So a lot of times they will say, we need his induction. I mean, I understand that your water broke, but just say someone is 37 weeks and they consider it term sometimes. So they'll be like, we think you need induction because, you know, hey, you're 40 years old, 40 and older, you're a Black woman. You know, we have a high risk for like blood pressure. So let's go ahead and induce you. You are a full term. And do you really want your baby wait that long? You know, when your placenta can, you know, die out and then rot inside, you know, certain things. So it's a fear tactic. And that's another thing that doulas come in and like try to, you know, inform the client, like, hey, you know, let's provide you with evidence-based information of why this might not be true. It was so beautiful.
So beautiful.
I know.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
She was able to be home, completely different environment.
Yeah, she told me. I saw the video too.
Oh
Yeah.
My God, Regine, it was absolutely beautiful. And I was pregnant at the time. Our boys are 2 months apart. And so being able to watch her in that environment, and then having them have the placenta be attached and not detaching it from him until it stopped pulsating.
Yeah.
I thought that was the most beautiful thing.
I didn't even know about that until I did my birth plan during my pregnancy.
Did you have that as well?
So like I told you before, I had a not planned at home birth.
Okay.
But it was amazing.
Wait, what do you mean not planned at home? Do you mind going into detail?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna say everything. So I had a doula, and I'm thinking going to, like, mind you, first pregnancy. Don't know.
This is your first baby.
Don't know what to expect. So. Okay. And now looking back, I know, like, okay, Regine, when you really wind it down, like you can't move, that's when it's time.
Yeah.
Because, like, usually everyone, I want to go. I worked 2 days up till the day I had my baby.
Oh my God.
So this particular day, I'm laying in bed. I'm just like, I can't move. I usually go walk in. I can go to the kitchen. I'm just laying in bed. I'm texting my doula like, hey, this is the third. She's a time of contractions. And she came and got me. Went to the hospital. Long story short, I had a UTI. But they said I wasn't dilated. Yeah, so the hospital said I wasn't dilated. Go home with like 0 to 100. And once again, I don't know like how contractions feel. My tolerance of pain pretty high. But I do remember someone telling me like, hey, when you feel like you got poop, that's when you go. So now looking back, I know like, okay, that's time.
Yeah.
But yeah, start pushing on the floor. But the crazy thing is, and the best thing is, like, we always say as doulas, your body know what to do.
Yes.
I got on all fours.
Yes.
I started pushing.
Yep.
So before I know I was pushing, I'm like, what in the world? So I'm talking to my doula, and I'm like, I think I'm pushing. I don't know what pushing feels like.
Right. This is your first one.
But the door was locked, and the screen door. So I'm like, okay, I have to get up. I'm thinking I'm pooping on myself the whole time. I'm baby. I'm walking to the door. Like, I wish I could show you. The baby's coming out. And I'm thinking I'm pooping the whole time. It's my daughter coming out.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what feels unplanned. I didn't know like how things supposed to feel. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't know it was unplanned. I didn't know like how things supposed to feel, X, Y, and Z.
Oh my God.
But I feel like it was so nice to be home with your baby. I had my placenta at home, got the cord at home, laid on my couch, had the put her on my chest. So it was really nice to be able to be on my couch, like your daughter said. Just be on the couch in your own environment, laying back, and next time I will have a planned at home birth. I would not
and make sure that the door is unlocked.
Yeah, people with me, but it could be scary. Think about it, but then it's like only person in the world. My daughter came into this world with me, and I got to hold her first. She got to be with me first, So I think that's like
That is so dope.
Yeah.
I really love that for anyone. I said, if God bless us to have any more children from here on out, any of my children will be with a doula, and it'll be a home birth.
Yes.
If I can help it. If it's in God's will, that's where it'll be.
Yeah.
Now, being at home, having the home birth, do you ever have to go to the hospital? Well, I'm sure in certain circumstances if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
But the process, just the normal process. So you had her at home. You had already had a doula. So you weren't planning on going to the hospital. Does a woman have to leave from home and go to the hospital with the baby to be checked? How does that work?
So let me backtrack. So I was planning to have a hospital birth. I wasn't planning to have her at like home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was planning to have her at hospital.
Okay.
It just happened to have her at a house.
Gotcha.
Now, when I did have her at a house, I did go back to the hospital to get checked. You don't have to.
Okay.
But I did. I needed some stitches. Of course, to make sure the baby's okay. Since it was unplanned, you do want to check, that situation, make sure your baby's okay.
Right.
But if you have a planned at home birth, you do not have to go back because you're going to have someone that's medically trained to help you out the house.
Okay.
With my situation, I went back. I needed some stitches and stuff. So, make sure you get a little bit, tender and care a little bit. But yeah, you don't have to.
Okay. So in a case like that a patient did need stitches, but she had a planned at home birth, does she get all of that care at home? She would get stitches and everything at home?
She should, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would that be from a doula or would that be from like a midwife?
Doulas we don't try to do like vaginal checks and stuff.
Okay.
So you will technically want to have a midwife. But some doulas are midwives, so they can go back and forth,
Gotcha.
And
so
that's
play both roles.
Yes, yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you inspiring to be a midwife
ma'am.
also?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
love
wanna keep staying in the field with the mommy and baby field. Like
okay.
I feel like my passion is helping women out, even like I said, past just the birthing part.
Yeah.
Because some women, I feel like, I know me included, like I had to learn myself over again when I had my baby. So I got into like heavily building my self-confidence, just learning who I am, figuring out how to love myself, So sometimes I like, okay, well, if I'm listening to someone talk, well, okay, maybe they need like a book to read. So I try to connect with my community and run into different women that might have wrote a book that's from here in Fayetteville.
Right.
And I share with my clients. I'll buy it and then sometimes I'll give it to them. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that because we need that. One of the stances that I take in the Black community is that we have to be for us, right?
Yep.
We don't, and being for us doesn't mean we're against anyone else.
Oh no.
But we have to. I truly, what I see is that if we don't get back to our village,
yes,
if we don't get back to making sure that, because number one, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah,
I truly believe
I had learned that.
verbiage.
Yeah, I had learned that.
It takes a village to have a healthy marriage. It takes a village to heal properly. We are still experiencing generational traumas.
Yep.
And, as much as they want to brush it over as if it didn't happen, or brush it over as if it was something that happened so way back then, it shouldn't be affecting us now.
Yeah.
We have to know that for us, we know that that's not true.
Yeah.
We know that there are generational, just things in general, how families are taken care of. That whole, what goes on in my house stays in my house. So it puts a fear in us. Those things are passed down, and it puts fear in us to go out and talk to other people because your grandma said what goes on in the house, stay in the house. You better not go tell people what's going on in my house. It stops us from wanting to go and get therapy and talk about things.
Yeah. So speaking on that, like a lot of points I can hit on is like just fast forward to like not even the slavery part for now. When I think about women, and particularly me, I don't think I had postpartum depression, but I think about other people that what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you know, your intrusive thoughts, not necessarily hurting your child, but you might think like, I'm scared someone's gonna hurt my child.
Yeah.
If you tell your doctor, you're scared to tell your doctor that, but you think they might take your child away. I think you'll hurt them, but it's not that. It's more of, I'm scared someone's gonna hurt my child.
Yeah.
I'm scared for my child to go to daycare. I'm scared for my child to go to a family member house.
Yeah.
So, how many times have you seen doctors ask you certain questions on postpartum visits, and it's not pertaining to certain things?
Yes.
So you don't know how to answer it. One, or two, you're scared to. Another thing is family aspect. They asking questions about, of course, it was a gun at home or violence, but ask about like, hey, how was your relationship doing? You know, so it could be like sometimes as a doula, you might be the therapist, not necessarily a therapist, but you know, helping them with certain things, or refer them to actual trained professional to help them with that. Because having a baby can sometimes mess up your family aspect. Not mess it up, but like
change it.
Yeah, change it.
Alter it, right.
You know, we know a lot of times women break up, men and women break up after babies. So it's like sometimes with doctors, they think of the 6-week visit just, okay, let's check on the mom baby, make sure she's not trying to harm the baby. But what about everything in between? How is mom doing at home? How is, you know, this and that third? And let's not jump to, oh, she's want to harm the baby. Maybe she might just need a mental break. She might just need a day to, you know, love herself. So one thing I started doing is create a list of how women can have postpartum self-care needs during that stage.
Because how important is that? Like,
it's
the
important.
Healing aspect. How important, like you as a first-time mom, right? And me as a multiple birth mom. How important do you feel it is for us to talk about healing? Like, we all don't have the best relationships going through a pregnancy, right? Sometimes it's different dynamics with the baby's father, you know, with in-laws. You know, it may not be particularly the baby father, but it might be the mama, right? It might be the sisters. They don't like you. How important is it for you to heal? Not only looking at the pregnancy, because that was a lot. I heard that a lot. Don't stress. You know,
that's easier said than done.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. How do you say don't stress? I'm thinking about all these things that are going on, and people say, oh, if you stress, you're going to make your labor harder, you're going to make your pregnancy harder.
It's true.
It does, but like you said, it's easier said than done.
So what I did was come up with tips. Think of it like a positive aspect, regardless of how that baby came into like fruition, or how your relationship is going, how is your family aspect going. I try, like for me, and what I tell the women is like, make the best of it. Take pictures, because you want to go through pregnancy without taking pictures and look back and say, dang, I wish I did it. Make a scrapbook. Start doing affirmations immediately. You know, I like my cousin, he just found out he has a baby away. I tell his girlfriend, speak positive affirmations of your baby.
Absolutely.
I had a massage oil I used to buy that had lavender in it, because, you know, I'm stressed out. It calmed me down. I listened to meditation music when I was sleeping. So yeah, you're gonna be stressed, but you gotta like, and I know it's a mental mind thing, you know. But I would say find different ways to make it better for you. You know, think about like this your future generation. You want to put life into this child before they even here on this earth. Speak affirmations of, I want my daughter or son to be, you know, smart, beautiful, kind, you know.
I love that.
So that's something I did, and I tell the women to do as well, starting from the beginning, find out they're pregnant.
I did want to touch on what women need to know, because this question right here, this goes back to what I was saying as far as the fear factor that they put in us. I want to touch on that a little more, because for us, you know, sometimes we don't get to learn or know. We're pregnant, you know, we're enjoying pregnancy, hopefully, you know, or stressing through the whole pregnancy, and you don't get to really learn about the medical aspect of it. What should a woman, especially a Black woman, know before she walks into the hospital for prenatal care? What are red flags that they should know, and maybe some rights that they should know, but they don't readily tell us?
I think everyone should get familiar with certain terminology. But that'll come as time go.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing is researching where you want your OB to be.
Okay.
What's their philosophy on pregnancy, birth, labor?
Okay.
How
Where can someone find that? Like
research or
yeah, like so you said to find out
Google.
about what their
Google word of mouth. Hey, this person is good. Like some people start going to health department just confirm pregnancy, but ask someone you know, hey, what do you think about this doctor? You know, go in there, see how they treat other client, patients. The best time to switch doctors is early on. So if you go in there and see they're not treating someone else well, I'm ready to go.
That
so
is
I'm not
true.
going to wait around and see what's going to happen to me.
That's very true.
I don't know if now you could do it, but before COVID, I'm not sure now you could do a visit with the hospital you want to. You definitely research, ask word of mouth. You want to see how, when you go into the doctor's office, ask them questions about like how they feel about X, Y, and Z, and then notice when you go on your first doctor's appointment, what are they throwing out certain words that, well, I see you're overweight, so da da da. You have blood pressure issues, you're on this medication, Another thing is, I did in my pregnancy that I was telling what I do, check my chart or whatever, app they use.
Yes.
The doctor go in there and tell you something, write something else in the app.
Okay.
So you want to make sure it's matching up, because you want them to go back and write in the app or wherever they document that you could see that they did not say that or it wasn't discussed.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen is whatever happens sometimes at the beginning of your pregnancy is going to follow you on.
Okay.
They can label you high risk, and then when it's time to deliver, they can start saying like, hey, well, you've been considered high risk since 11 to 12 weeks.
Okay.
And that's why I believe reduction is possible. Then your fears, they start producing fear in you.
Yeah.
And then, it goes from there. It spirals out of control. So you want to start looking at red flags from the beginning of what they're saying to you, what they've written,
okay,
what they, put in your chart.
Okay.
Make sure they going back and correct it.
Okay.
And keep a record for yourself. But you have to. I used to go back and Google documents after my doctor's appointment,
Right.
and write down what happened and didn't happen,
Okay.
so I can compare the two. If it's your blood pressure, monitor at home if you can. Write down what it is compared to this day, that day, so they can say X, Y, Z. When you get further along, you want to, introduce an induction and stuff. So,
okay.
yeah.
So basically, it's doing your research heavily, knowing where you're going to have the baby, knowing the doctor, getting to know just how you feel when you go into the clinic.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Seen.
Yeah,
right. Because like you said, your body knows, right?
Yeah.
And I really feel like that. I feel like God really, he doesn't send us here unequipped. We have this intuition, especially us as women.
Yeah.
We have an intuition when something is not right.
Yeah.
So follow your gut.
And it's best to do it early on and switching doctors, because the further you go along, it's going to be harder, especially here in Fayetteville. A lot of OBs are leaving or clinics is not around. You want to make sure you do it early on to switch and go to where you feel comfortable. Okay. Regardless if you want to go to another city, you can see an OB in Southern Pines or somewhere.
Okay.
Definitely do it early on. It's the opportunity to get accustomed to someone new. Okay. And see where you're going to deliver at.
Wow. Okay. We see this all the way across the medical field, period, not just with labor and delivery. We see this in, going to the emergency room. We see this, the disparities between how Black women are treated and white women are treated when it comes to labor. Of course, we're talking about labor and delivery right now, but with you, from your experience working in the medical field, what are the biggest differences how Black women and white women are treated during pregnancy and labor, or have you noticed a difference?
I can say it's sometimes I'm black and white. It's sometimes about who you have as your support person, because you can go in there as a single woman or alone, let's say a young mom, they judging you off the
out the bat.
Yeah, and they already like, hey, well, X, Y, and Z, because you don't know better. So sometimes it's not even like black and white, but it definitely is. So that's one factor. When you come in there by yourself, your age group, how you look, they might judge you based on your appearance. And then Black women in general, they sometimes, you heard that they used to think that Black women can endure more pain than white women.
Yeah.
So like, I might be hurting, and you don't need it, So sometimes they don't listen to you. That's long story short, They think they got more knowledge than you, So
don't question me. I'm the one with the degree.
Yeah. And then sometimes back in the day we did question. You know, we just whatever doctor said we go. But now, like, we know we have a rights. We can say what we want. We could question you. You know, we don't like it. We can. Why are you saying this? You know, so. And that's another thing, like we said before, you got to keep records of what they're telling you because they'll switch it up sometimes on you too. Like, oh, I did say this. And they start beating around the bush. So, no, say what it is so I can know what it is, you know?
Right. And that's a good point that you bring up, that we have rights and we're able to say, hey, wait, no, I don't want to do that. What happens with a woman who, you know, she's gone in and she's not liking what she's hearing? You know, if she's far along, let's just say she's far along and this doctor's been with her the whole time, does she have the right to tell the doctor, no, I'm not doing that? Say in a C-section circumstances, does she have the right to say, no, I want to do a natural birth all the way up until it's physically impossible, and then do a C-section only if
of course. So important thing is having a birth plan from the very beginning, having that submitted, print off for your copy, and then submit it to the staff. But I can speak from my experience. I'm just tell you this: I was supposed to have an induction with Jordan on September 28th. And guess when I had Jordan? When? September 29th, a day later. Wow. I said no to induction. I went in because I was spotting. I lose my mucus plug, I believe. And they was like, well, we see that they was going to go ahead and induce you, so let's go ahead and start it. I said, I never agreed to induction. And you can say no. If you feel comfortable and you trust your body and what you and your baby going to do, say no. All I did was sign my AMA form, which is against medical advice, because they got to cover their behind their liability reason. You trust you and your body, sign some documents, that's what you do, and leave. And literally the day later, I had my baby. Wow. They were trying to do something on the 28th and I have a baby at home by myself, no epidural, no medication, no doctor, on the 29th. The day after. Yes.
So that's the procedure. So if I went in and they said they wanted to do this, it would be a form that I sign, an AMA, you said against medical advice, saying that no, this is not what I want to have, and that's it. They would put that in my chart. Okay. Do you recommend a woman taking copies of those?
Of course, of course. I believe they do give you a copy as well. But I mean, you always gonna weigh the pros and cons, your risk and stuff. But if you don't feel like it's necessary, like you said, like we want to wait to 40 weeks. Say, hey, let's say I think I don't want to go be induced on 37 weeks, 30 weeks. Can I wait to 40 weeks? And then if the baby's not coming, things aren't proven, let me go ahead. Because your estimated due date is only an estimation. How do we know that's actually your due date? They trying to induce you at 37 weeks or 38 weeks, and you might not be ready. Your body not be ready. You can still have a C-section with induction at 38 weeks because it's an estimated due date. So be like, hey doc, you know, I think I should go to 40 weeks and then we could try this, you know. Or if my blood pressure not proven, then this, you know. Of course, if it's outrageous, you don't want to take no chances, but you have your rights to say no.
Talk about the scare tactics when we talk about Black women and then like Black women can endure more pain. I want to talk and touch on that a little bit. Why do you think the Black maternal mortality rate is so high? We have a lot of Black women that are dying literally on the table, giving birth, you know, giving birth, seeming like they're fine, being sent home, and then a day later, 2 days later, and the mortality rate. I believe, if I did my statistics right, I'm a stats girl. I like it. I want to say that Black women are 22% more. Does that ring a bell to you? 22% more likely to die from childbirth than white women. Why do you think it's still so high for us as Black women?
I think the care that's provided, as we keep going over again, is different sometimes compared to Black women to white women, to other races, you know. So it's the care provided during the time frame. Sometimes we're not educated enough. They got to do a step further and educate us, not just spend 10 or 15 minutes with us at a doctor's office and say, well, respect this. Go a little bit more detail. Checking them more often. That's where doulas come in and we spend more time with the client. Because so much can happen between every 2 to 4 weeks of appointments. So I think it's us not being educated. They're not providing the right care sometimes for us, and not listening to our concerns, or whatever we're feeling, you know, during our pregnancy or how we're feeling. Like, you know, having a headache sometimes. I know, you see in the news where the young lady had a headache and ended up having to be on life support.
Yeah.
And they still forced her to have the baby.
Still forced her to have
Yeah,
the baby. That
so
was such a horrible.
you know, listen to her having a headache. Somebody might think, oh, she might just need more water, or she might just, you know,
rest or something.
Yeah,
but
you
it's
don't
something
know.
way more than
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is a doula kind of fills in the gap in between, because when you say like 15 minutes, you're not exaggerating.
Yeah,
for
literally.
Someone who has not had a child and gone, like, you're literally in there 15 minutes in and out. Like,
imagine you altering your whole day for 15 minutes. You get there, like, you got these questions. So I started doing, I have my questions listed out on Google Documents. I'm telling you, I started getting prepared. Like, have my questions listed out, so when I go in there, I can ask them. Because if not, you literally gonna be in out 10 to 15 minutes. Blood pressure, see a doctor, set an appointment,
and that's it. Set your next appointment. They give you the folder and you leave out. You're like, really? That was it?
Yeah.
So a doula kind of fills in that gap in between doctor visits to be able to answer those questions. Do you find that you're doing that, going in and answering a lot of questions that the doctors either didn't have time for, or the mom just didn't think about it when they were at the doctor because everything was so rush?
Of course, yeah. So like later on they might ask the questions like, hey, what you think about this? And I'll be like, well, did you ask them this? Like, no, or I did, but I feel they didn't answer me the question right. So sometimes you have to go back behind, and I say go behind them, but like give them additional information, because sometimes the doctor's not like give them enough reassurance sometimes.
Yeah.
Or sometimes doctors say things like, this is what's going to happen, this is what it's going to go. But instead of like, well, this is the reason why we're doing that. Like, sometimes explaining another step to someone why they're doing it makes the patient feel more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
And I felt the same way too. Like, if I didn't understand something, can you explain it more in depth?
Right.
Because, you might be using medical terminology. I might be a young single mother, or just a young mother in general. I don't understand.
Right.
My husband might not know.
I tell him all the time, can you put that in layman's terms, please?
Thank you. Yes.
Can you please?
Yeah.
Like, talk to me like I didn't go to school with you. I wasn't sitting next to you. Right?
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Okay. Talk to me like I'm, your friend or something. Like, not saying we gotta be like friends, but talk to me something I can understand.
Yeah. How important was diet for you during your pregnancy? Did you?
I did pretty good to, of course, that last month you can't hold
You're
out.
Like, listen,
yeah,
I'm done.
I dreamed about food. That's how bad it was.
Oh my God.
But I tried to like still walk.
Okay.
Well, actually, I went to the gym to like 7 months.
Okay.
I couldn't do the elliptical no more, so I just started walking.
Okay.
And that's like I was saying earlier, when I knew I couldn't walk no more, that was like time.
Yeah.
But diet, drinking enough water, try to watch out what you're eating, a lot of salts, because of course that relates to edema, fluid retention, blood pressure issues. So another thing as a doula we try to promote is you don't want to just start with your fixing diet during pregnancy if you can before.
Right.
Because sometimes,
especially if you're trying to plan one.
Yeah,
right?
If you're trying to plan baby, you want to start treating your body like, a temple before. But during pregnancy, definitely having a good diet, not overdoing it, exercising, because it helps with pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be there for 20 minutes and I was pushing. So I know.
And exercising, you mean like, during pregnancy, you're just like, well, especially for someone who didn't exercise before.
You can tell a difference. Yeah. So, did you exercise during?
I was spoiled. Listen, I was spoiled in the sense where I had a really, really high metabolism when I was younger. Like, I would go through an entire pregnancy. My pregnancy weight, I would start at like 125, somewhere around there. The highest I would get maybe was 170.
Ooh, okay.
And literally right after I had the baby, 2 weeks later, you couldn't even tell I just gave birth to a baby. So, God, what is the name where you cooped up all the time?
That's how I was after birth, though.
You was like that after birth?
Yeah, that was.
They say don't go outside for like 6 weeks.
And it's crazy. The first time I went in the house, I got in a car accident. So it was. I was hit from behind, paid the whole car off, and it was down the drain after that. Yeah.
So the first time you went out of the house after you
driving,
had her?
I believe probably not the first time, but like when I'm actually like, okay, I'm about to do something. Me and my daughter going somewhere. I got hit from behind. Paid this car off September. My baby was born October total.
Are you kidding me?
And I was like, what? Yeah. So
you really
3 weeks postpartum.
Whoa.
Yeah. So stay in the house.
Stay in the house. Listen, don't go outside. Yeah. 6 weeks. Go to the doctor's appointment.
I was tired of being in the house. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But they said, walking around the neighborhood is good.
Yeah,
It
is. I really feel like environment has a lot to do with pregnancy
pregnancy. Your mindset during the pregnancy, like you talked about affirmations, talking to your belly. I did a lot of reading to my kids in my stomach. I did a lot of listening to music.
Yeah, same here.
Like I love music. We as Black people, music moves us.
I would listen to my playlist before it came. Yeah,
we
the R&B list.
Yes, music to everything. I can't get with the new stuff that's going on now.
No.
But me with some old school, I put it on to clean, cook, do everything. Right. So being able to have those kind of environments, I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love, like, there's a lot about being a doula that I don't know, that I didn't know before. I'm glad that I
I didn't know either. Because back in the day it was midwives.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we had our grandmas and our moms more closer. Even my mom has passed away, fortunately, but our moms was living near to us. So it's like we had our village already sometimes. So sometimes the doulas come in, like, help you out and fill in the, like you said, the spot. And people be scared. So then, just in general, it's like bringing about the family aspect into, like, the pregnancy part, and the labor part, and having, like, people to support you afterwards. It makes a difference.
Where does doula come from? Do you know where it originated from? Like,
that's a good question. I did not know. Yeah.
That's something we're gonna look into.
Yeah.
Because I want to know now. Like, is that an old? Like, is it an African? Does it come from like an African?
I want to Google it now that you said it.
No.
Yeah.
So now we talked about the mindset. We talked about all of this. If a sister finds herself pregnant, what's the first thing she should do?
Like I said earlier,
before she even calls a doctor, like what should she do? What do you, from a doula point of view and a mom, what do you tell she do?
Unless you ready to tell the world, I like for someone and for me to keep it between you and your partner or whoever you trust. It don't have to be your partner. It can be your mom, your grandma. I feel like keeping it to yourself a little bit. And it's not because people say, because it's miscarriage. I just feel like some things that's very, like, scarce and, like, you feel like you want to protect, keep it to yourself. Yeah. So that's what I feel. Go ahead and, like, start thinking, like, positive things, like I said earlier. Planning things out. Just go ahead and think about, like, you're going to have a healthy baby. Are you thinking about that healthy baby that's going to come? Think about that home it's going to be in, the environment, what kind of relationship you want to have, what kind of mother you want to be, what kind of dad you want to be. You and your partner, if you're together, speak of, like, how you want things to go. Just think positive. Just setting it up. And when you're ready to the world, make sure you having protecting your peace.
Yeah.
Some people don't wish the best for you. Oof. Some energies are bad. Like, hey, they know I'm pregnant, but what are they doing to make my pregnancy better? So, because you want to keep people around you that's going to have a positive impact on you and your pregnancy, your baby, your home. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So one of the first things you're saying she should do is clear her mental space, her environment, her peace of mind.
Yeah.
Get all those
once
things.
You realize it's
first.
It's real, because some people don't believe it. Like, I'm really pregnant, but once you realize it, like, keep all that together.
Get all that together.
Yeah.
My mama used to say, cross your T's and dot your I's. Make sure you have things in place and ready.
Yeah.
I love that. So for a woman who's never even, like, heard of a doula before they hear this podcast, what would be your message to her?
I would say get one. Look into a Black doula. Look into someone that's in your community, that can share, like, resources, that can share information with you, who's is going to have your back. And sometimes one doula might not be for you. You can actually shop around, see who is meant for you. But get a doula, see what I'm about, see what they offer, and see if you want them for your pregnancy, birth, postpartum, because they might offer the whole thing or just birth. So see what works for you, and look into it, and just lean them to a little bit if you feel like your doctor's not helping you out with something, Yeah.
So you talked a lot about, which I love, that you talked about the support system and the village that, to have around. What would you say to the Black fathers that are out there, the Black partners, the Black, moms, mothers of the mothers, the support system? What would you say to them
what should they do to protect them and support them? Like, what's the best way to support a pregnant mom?
So speaking of villages, I didn't know how important it was until I had my baby because I'm used to being so independent. I used to be hyper independent. That leaves me.
That is a word that I want us as Black women to get away from so bad. So, like, I want that so bad for us.
And you can do that in relationships too, be hyper independent. So, and then having a baby is like you can't do everything on. And sometimes even your partner, you two guys together can't do everything on. Yeah. So you need support. Like you said, either it's the moms, and the moms. Mm-hmm. So what they can do is step in and just help. Don't say, hey, do you need help? Just do it. If you see she's struggling, help. Don't talk about her. Don't like make her feel bad. Just do it. You know, like sometimes some people, you like me, I'm probably waiting for someone to offer for me because I don't want to ask. So instead of like waiting for them to ask, just do it, you know, or go by the house, check on them, bring them something, you know, bring them food, especially after birth. You know, you want them to do that 6 weeks in the house, bring them some food.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, cook for them.
Right. I don't feel like cooking. Can somebody come cook for me?
Yeah, cook for them. Do the laundry if they're comfortable with that. You know, you know, go home there, hold a baby. Hey, you want to take a nap? And that's another role doulas do is come in and like, hey, let me see what you need help with. Because they were just holding a baby while they go out to do something. You know, go to the store. Wow. People don't know how important now it is like to go to the store after having a baby because just like you with the baby all the time. Yes. So cleaning up. You know, give them something to do. Give them some something to keep them calm, like calming oils, like I usually use. It's some things you can put in a shower. They take a shower at night to calm down, get them rest, relax. You know, just certain things like that.
So Regine, what I'm getting right now is that a doula is just one big dope auntie.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm really feeling. That's the vibe I'm getting right now. Like just one huge support person that a sister might not really have. Yeah. That she might not have at home. Yeah. She might be in a relationship with the person that she really loves and they ain't feeling her. Sometimes, and a doula might come in and step in and feel at least some of it, at least some of that gap.
And then sometimes people don't know. You know, like it's not like they don't want to do it. They just don't know, like, hey, they don't know the signs. You know, postpartum depression. They might. So a doula come in and say, hey, let me just go ahead and provide that care to you. You know, physical, emotional support. You know, that you might be lacking. You don't know.
I really love this. Yeah. I really love this. I'm so glad we did this.
Me too. Today. Yeah.
I learned a lot from you. Is one line that the medical system told us that you're committed to breaking?
As a doula or?
As a doula and you having knowledge of the medical industry. Like what's...
So one thing you'll hear is like, well, you know, they're not medical professionals. Doulas are not medical professionals. Sometimes they are. You don't know what kind of certificates I have. But they'll put into the client, like, well, I call client, they say patients, they're not medical professionals. So like you start questioning, like, is what they're saying to you true or not?
So they'll tell the patient that.
Sometimes, yeah, I have heard it. Yeah. So you got to give them like information, what they use, because we can have access to what they use. And show like, well, based on this X, Y, and Z, this usually goes on, you know. So you'll hear that they'll try to discredit what a doula do, and we're not actually like now what we're going on. We're trying to bridge the gap of like having competition between doula and doctor. We want to all work together.
Absolutely.
You can do your job, I do my job. Right. But let's be the emotional support. Let's be like the background person while we assist you both y'all. You know, so.
Because I feel like they feel when you come in, you're like stepping on their toes. Like
sometimes they do.
Like you're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
I'm the one with the degree. Why does she even need you? Yeah, that's the feel that you get when you even start mentioning. Like the look on their face is like a doula. Like really.
Yeah. I mean, and think like this. Sometimes you need a doula just because, let's say your husband's military, he's away. Or your mom is at home with the baby that you already have. Right. You might do it to support you at night, you know, while you're laboring. Right. So it's not like we're trying to step up and be like your medical professional, your actual doctor. We're there for you to support you or additional support to whoever's in the room.
Wow. I love that. What does it mean to birth in power? Have you ever heard of that term?
I would
birth in power.
I would say know your body. back to when I had my baby,
Yeah.
I said no to induction. I knew it wasn't time for me to have a baby.
That's right.
Know when, like, your body gonna do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
My body just got on all fours. Your body knows what to do. We've been doing this for centuries.
Yeah.
So why are we now just like switching things up?
Right.
Our body knows like what's comfortable, what's not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think that's like what it means, like birthing in power.
How do we get there as Black women? How do we get away from falling into those scare tactics that they try to give us and get into that birth in power?
I think trusting yourself, trusting who you are, what you can do. I know a lot of people say discernment come in different ways, but I would say trust yourself.
Yeah.
It's something I had learned even after my baby. Is like trusting who I am, know who I am. So trust yourself. What you can do. Trusting yourself.
Okay. Trusting your body. That's how we can get there.
Yeah. Like I said, we've been doing this for years. Before we had the hospitals, where we was having the babies at, getting back to your roots of learning certain things that helps with, blood pressures, beet juice, like learn different herbs, getting in your garden, just learning like what we did back in the day before medicine got involved.
Absolutely.
Unless you need medicine, but getting back to what we used to do before all this was invented.
But God says any illness that is on this earth, He already put a cure for it.
Yep.
And it's definitely not in the labs. It's definitely from the garden.
Yeah.
So that is our medicine.
Yeah.
And they won't tell us that.
No.
They won't tell us that, you don't have to take this high blood pressure medicine. You can drink some beet juice and do that on a regular basis and take this and it'll lower your blood pressure.
And I tell people that they're not they're not herbalists. So they're not gonna say this can work for that. They based on scientists.
That's right.
So, and I mean, you can't blame them because that's the one they went to school for.
Yeah.
So that's why you gotta do your research or get with someone to go over certain things that can help with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm an expert in it. No, I'm still learning myself.
Right.
But me knowing like basic stuff sometimes I think it helps out so I can share other women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts? Any final messages you want to give to the women here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and anyone listening to it?
I would say being a doula is something that I enjoy. Definitely helping women. Like I said, it's not just about the birthing part, the postpartum part. It's like just the mental health, showing them or teaching them things I learned in a way. I think like here in Fayetteville, we, the pregnancy is like, we don't got too many OBs, so like definitely lean on a doula if you can get one. And also, you don't have to pay out of pocket. We do a step insurance as well. So,
So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. So most insurances will pay for the doula services?
They get, I know definitely Medicaid is covering it, certain Medicaids. And then I think they're expanding. I know United Healthcare as well. Okay. So we're expanding different things. And I know my mentor is working on, she got a better understanding, but she's working on getting more insurance involved. So there's nothing come out of pocket for you. Yeah. But isn't your information, like we have insurance so we can run it. It covers like 3 prenatal visits, birth support, and postpartum. So we can go to your house actually. So, and then we'll go to your house within the first 2 weeks of birth. So, I know doctors like to see you 6 weeks. Well, first when you have the baby, and then 6 weeks.
Right.
But with the doula, we'll go to your home and actually help you out within the first 2 weeks. Whatever you need. Like I said, like your mom would do, or your grandma, your partner. We'll go there.
You might not have that, and so a doula can step in. Like I said, one big beautiful auntie. I really love that. I really love that.
Yeah. So definitely get one. And we can help you. And even if it's just emotional support or texting about certain things, you're going through, we go and call 24/7 once you get to, once you're at labor or 38 weeks.
Okay.
So you can call us anytime. I get people to send pictures. I don't mind looking at body fluids so we can get close.
Right.
So we definitely get like very personal, close to each other. Yeah.
Because after that,
we close,
we close after this. Right, you done seen everything. We close after this. You my bestie after this.
Yes.
Wow. How can someone hire you for your doula services here in Fayetteville? How can they reach you?
I do have a company I'm under, but also take personal clients as well. Okay. You can get my business number, which is, if you want to call, text me. 910-849-1088.
Okay.
Or you can email me. It's Lesane1
Okay.
at gmail.com.
All right.
Or you reach out to you and just, share my information as well.
Well, I'm going to have that. It's going to be somewhere along the bottom of this screen right here.
Okay.
So I will definitely make sure. Are you on social media also? Can they connect with you?
Yes.
Do you share information about childbirth and doula on like your Instagram or anything?
Yes. So I prefer people reach out to me on my Facebook, which is my first name Regine and last name Lesane.
Okay.
Sometimes I do to my Facebook now when I'm going through like a period where I just want to be to myself. But I prefer people start with my business line.
Okay.
And then we can go from there.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time and talking with us and letting us know so much about. Is this relatively new? Is doula a relatively new field?
I don't know. It's not actually. It's not. No, it's just becoming more well known. I guess you could.
I was gonna say it's probably new for a lot of people.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know what it was, but I'm glad I found out.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that we're getting back to like away from doctors so much.
Yeah.
And also, I want us like to get back to the home births eventually, like being at home or in a birthing center.
Yeah.
So that supports us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, Regine, I want to say thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Such a pleasure doing this with you. I'm very happy to share all of your information with clients here in Fayetteville who might be looking for you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much
You're
for that,
welcome.
and God bless you.